Good morning and happy Monday. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Wealth. Three things that we will talk about: export curbs on SMIC, the week ahead, and the world's first shipment of blue ammonia. US stock climbed on another volatile session on Friday, but the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones notched their fourth consecutive week of declines. The toll of the pandemic, the prospects of uneven US economic recovery, and uncertainty from the presidential race have injected turbulence in the market. Major stock indexes started the day swinging between losses and gains before ending up higher. The S&P 500 was up about 1.6%, but still suffered a weekly loss of 0.6%. The Dow added about 1.3%, but fell 1.7% for the week, and the Nasdaq was higher by about 2.3% and snapped a 3-week losing streak. In the bond markets, the yield actually was pretty steady. It ticked down by just 1 basis point to about 0.65. In commodities, gold fell 0.6% to 1857 and suffered the largest weekly percentage decline since March. The precious metal has been hit by strengthening dollar and falling inflation expectations. WTI crude also edged lower on Friday and fell about 2.1% for the week. Silver posted its worst weekly loss since March. In other markets, the Euro Stock 600 fell by 0.1%. Major Asian equity benchmarks ended the week on a mixed note. Japan rose about 0.5%, while China's Shanghai Composite was down by 0.1%. Investors are waiting signs of progress on additional US stimulus spending from the government. House Democrats are readying a scaled-down package of about $2.4 trillion from the $3 trillion that they had in mind earlier. That could include assistance to airlines, restaurants, and small businesses. But Republicans said the chance of a deal before Election Day remains slim. Information technology was the top-performing sector for the S&P 500. Apple, Microsoft, and other technology companies rose. Meanwhile, shares of Novavax surged about 11% after the company said Thursday that it started a final stage study of its experimental COVID-19 vaccine in the UK. Earnings at China's industrial companies grew for the fourth straight month as its economy maintained momentum following its reopening. Profits rose 19% in August following July's increase of about 19.6%. For the first 8 months of the year, the tally is still down by about 4.4%. Helping things in the recovery were mining profitability and rapid net income growth for equipment manufacturers. The US imposed export curbs on SMIC. This is according to a Commerce Department letter, a new blow to China's tech industry and sharpening tensions over IP and national security. The government told companies that export to SMIC posed an unacceptable risk of being diverted to military end use. The move threatens to cut off the biggest Chinese chip maker from crucial American software. The US had earlier isolated Huawei from its chip suppliers. In terms of the week ahead, the first US presidential debate between Trump and Biden will take place Tuesday evening at Westcase University in Cleveland. The two men will face off in person for 90 minutes to discuss topics including the economy, COVID-19, Supreme Court, which has now become a big contention, and the overall presidential race. Unemployment numbers are coming up on Friday, so NFP would be coming out on Friday, and this would be the last before the November election. The report is unlikely to indicate either job losses or significant improvement in the pace of hiring. Non-farm payrolls are expected to rise for the fifth straight month, though modestly, leaving the level of employment well below the pre-crisis peak. China's PMIs on Wednesday would set to show the recovery is extending into September, is what some of the economists are predicting. The Bank of Japan's third quarter Tankan on Thursday may show firms turn less pessimistic on business conditions but paired investment plans. South Korea may report its first gain on exports of the pandemic, and central bank of both India and Philippines are expected to stay on hold. In terms of equity earnings, we'll be looking out for Pepsi, H&M and Micron. Micron would go first, reporting after US close on Tuesday, while the other two are due on Thursday. An important shipment is going to take place. The world's first shipment of 40 tons of blue ammonia is on its way from Saudi Arabia to Japan, where it will be used in power stations to produce electricity without carbon emissions. Aramco makes the fuel by converting hydrocarbons into hydrogen and then ammonia, capturing the carbon dioxide byproduct. So that was interesting, and a move towards cleaner energy and cleaner fuel. That is the update. Stay safe and healthy. Have a lovely week ahead, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.